Hey everybody, welcome to the Grateful Grasshopper, or should I say welcome back if you're coming back. We're going to do chapter 6 of, the 12 Laws of Being Human by Manhardeep Singh. I'll have the link for the book in the description. So I do encourage, if you're following this, to get it, because I take notes in my book, as you can see, like I have different things written. It's just a great resource. And I do plan on going on with more of his books. He's got several other ones. So I will, once we get through this one, we're on 6. So we're halfway through. But I am going to try and do a few more videos. I might even try and do a few today. I'll probably release them though, like over the next few days. So, but we'll get going on number 6. Number 6 is a law of here and now, and it says, when your there has become here, you will simply obtain another there, and that will again look better than here. And as we get into this, we'll talk about that, and we all know what that is, or at least I know it very well because I'm notorious for it. So it says, if there's one thing we humans are good at, it's wanting things. We try to be smarter, more attractive, and richer. We like to shop all the things and travel all over the place, and it's no surprise that our desire doesn't end there. However, throughout recent years, we've mastered doing or seeing more doesn't really mean we'll be more happy. It's tied in with being content with what you have and permitting anything more to be a reward. So, I'll go on and then we'll circle back here. So the other side might be greener than yours. However, being there isn't the way to endless happiness. Be grateful for what you have and where you are on your journey of life. So, for example, like if I want something new, and when I say it's because I am talking to everyone, but believe me, this stuff applies to me. That's why I'm doing this book. So like if you get something that you really wanted that, I don't know, pair of shoes, or you wanted that new laptop, or, you just really wanted something. That's going to make me happy. And you get it. You achieve it. You get it. And you're thrilled. So you're like, oh, yeah. But how long does it take before you want something else? Suddenly the laptop or the shoes or the whatever it is you got, it made you happy at that time, but it's not going to sustain you. You're going to want or need something else to look forward to. And that has been me my entire life. I always need something to look forward to. And my younger sister called me out on this years ago. She said, you always say I'll be happy when, or I'll be happy if. And that made me think. She was 100% right on that. And so when I've tried to look at things as like the grass is greener. Somebody has a bigger house. Somebody has this. I'm starting to shift back now and think, well, why does it look greener to me? What about that looks so much better than what I have? And what's going on that I feel the need to look at that and think, oh, I want that instead of what I have. So it does make you pause and think. Well, it does me anyway. So value the abundance of what's great in your life instead of measuring and amassing things that don't really bring happiness. Living in the present helps you achieve that happiness and peace of mind. True beauty lives under the skin. Whenever you start to truly know somebody, the greater part of their actual attributes disappears for you. You start to live in their energy. You recognize their scent and value their mind. You start to see what is inside that person as opposed to the outer attributes. That's the reason you can't fall head over heels for just the outer beauty. You can lust for it, be captivated by it, or want to own it. You can adore it with your eyes and your body for a brief period, however, not in your heart in the long term. Also, that is the reason when you truly connect with a person's internal self, most physical flaws become immaterial. While we have talked about living in the present, there is one thing that can potentially stop you from being here and now. That thing is what we call as living in the past. But I do want to go back to, real quickly, the falling in love with someone based on just their looks. I can't tell you how many times I will see even a picture. You see a celebrity or something. Oh my God, they're so cute. But they start to talk and you start to hear what they stand for. And I'm like, yeah, no. you're not so good looking anymore. And I've done that in real life too. You see maybe a good looking guy, a good looking girl, whatever. And once they start to talk or you start to see who they are, that attractiveness can very easily go away. It can be, amplified if they seem to be a really great person, but it can also go away. Same thing if you look at someone and you're talking to them and you don't think, oh wow, this person is so good looking. But as you talk, you start connecting on a different level. Suddenly that person does become really, really attractive. So it does make a difference. The outer beauty really 100% only goes so far. What counts is what's in here. At least it does for me, and I think for most people it does. So just keep that in mind. So let's see here. Where was I? Okay. So to have peace of mind, you must embrace the present. This can only happen if you let go of negative thoughts or behaviors from your past. If you focus on past events, you will continue to relive them. One practice to be here and now is to get rooted in your senses. And this is easier said than done, but I've been practicing it and it has been helping me. So look around the room that you're in and focus your eyes on something. Blink and say, I am here. So if you find yourself just wandering and you're worried about something in the future, you're worried about something in the past, try to consciously do that. Just look around, focus on something, blink, and just tell yourself, this is where I am right now. And it can break that momentum. And if you ever listen to Abraham Hicks, momentum is a big thing. So, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, but, one of the analogies they use is, and I think I brought this up before, is, if you have a car at the top of the hill and you're standing in front of it and it starts to roll down the hill, you could probably stop that car. It hasn't picked up momentum yet. But if you're standing at the bottom of that hill and the car starts rolling down the hill, chances of you stopping that car are slim to none because it had all that time to pick up momentum. And your thoughts are just like that. Once they get going, they just keep picking up momentum and you start feeling the emotion behind them. And if you can break that momentum as quickly as you can, even if you have to break it 5 different times, your brain goes back to the past or back to the future. No, I'm going to rein it back in. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, and it will become second nature at some point. Like I said, I've been working on it and it's gotten a lot better. And I'll actually give you an example after this of something I was worrying about in my past and what I did about it. I didn't exactly bring myself back to the present, but I really sat with it. So I'll explain that, and it helped me. So as you may guess, the law of here and now is all about being present to the moment you have now. Right at this moment, holding this book or watching this YouTube video, most of us live life thinking about our past actions and what went wrong, replaying the same old recording over and over in our minds. If we live here and now and tap into the present with what we are doing, seeing, tasting, smelling, and feeling, we would not be so disconnected while talking to others, eating food, watching a movie, or spending time alone with ourselves. You realize that energy is different and the experience is more rewarding and fulfilling. Also, you cannot be here and now if you look back on what was or worry about the future. Old ideas, old behavior patterns, old dreams prevent us from getting new ones. Following the law of here and now means reminding yourself that the present is all you really have and it is the only place to engage and enjoy. When you focus on the present, you will be able to decide which path you want to take. Old habits prevent you from creating new habits and regularities. You can't be in the present when you look back. Applying this law will also help you reduce stress. To have peace of mind, you must embrace the present. This can only happen if you let go of negative thoughts or behaviors from the past. And that's the conclusion of chapter 6. But sometimes if we look back at the past, if we're not going to dwell on it, we can use it, right? To think, this is what I did, this is how I handled it. This is why I did this. I don't want to do that again. You can learn from it, but you don't want to dwell on it. You want to, you can use it as a learning tool, but then you move forward of where am I today? What am I doing today? Same thing with the future. You can spin every scenario you want in your head if you're worried about things. And, I'm worried about getting a call. I have a job I applied for, and I went through the entire interview process. I'm just waiting to hear back now. And I have gone through everything. What if they say I don't get the job? What if they do say I get the job? Am I going to like that? To the point I had to just consciously rein myself back in, ground myself, and said, no, that none of this is going to change the outcome. Worrying about it and trying to go through every scenario, nothing is going to change that outcome that I'm doing. I wasn't doing myself any good. And I am going to do the video, hopefully today, on the law of attraction and manifestation. They really go together, and we'll get into some things about that, some key points. But what I wanted to talk about is, last night before bed, I saw something come up on Facebook messages or something. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't even noticed it. It was from like 2 years ago. And I read it, and it made me feel really, really bad. And I felt bad that I didn't address it. And then I felt bad about the content of it. And I started thinking about it. I was like, oh man, it was like I was living back in that time. And I finally decided to sit with it. I was like, all right, we're going to do this. So as I laid there trying to get to sleep, I asked myself some questions. Why does this upset me? What can I do about it now? What could I have done about it then? And the answers really were, I can't do anything about it now. I really couldn't have done anything about it then. It wouldn't have changed anything. And the reason it's bothering me so much is because I have no control of the situation. It's not something I could have controlled. It's not something I can control. And so realizing that, I was like, well, then I guess I shouldn't let it bother me, because why am I letting something I can't control bother me? It doesn't make sense. And so once I kind of sat with it and came to that realization, believe it or not, I stopped thinking about it and I fell asleep. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy, you guys, or I'm going to be able to do that every single time. But it was really like a light bulb went off in my brain. And I was remembering this chapter and thinking about it's so far in the past. What is the point? There's no point in it. So I just wanted to share that story with you guys to hopefully, help you out. And, and I hope you guys can apply this law to some things that you might be going through, because it really can help. And remember, just when you do start thinking of the past or the future and you're worrying about it too much, and it isn't anything you can change, these aren't, you can't go back, you can't jump into the future, just try to ground yourself here and now. Look around, say, well, I'm looking, I see a baby Yoda on my desk over there. So, okay, this is me, this is here, this is now. So it breaks that momentum. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. We'll do chapter 7 in a bit, but I am going to be working on, I think today I'm going to start with the manifestation and the law of attraction. And I should be able to put a couple of video links in there too. So yeah, be looking for those. All right. Have a wonderful Friday, everybody. Bye.